final question. How do you reduce the sheer amount of information you're going to bombard poor practitioners and policymakers with? The only way to do it is to hone it down around to the questions that are actually meaningful to the people on the ground. And that's a constant war in the IPCC. Because the scientists in the room, God bless their little cotton socks, really just want to write everything down that they know about climate change science. And they can't see why practitioners and policymakers don't want to read absolutely everything they know. The fact is we don't need it. And so that's going to be a real challenge for you in Kuala Lumpur, because there'll be a much bigger scoping meeting than the cities was. We had an all-out battle with the scientists in Riga at the city scoping report because they wanted to have like a 7-chapter IPCC special report on cities. The last thing any local government practitioner needs is 1,000 pages. And we really battled in those breakout groups. And we had to be, I said to some of my dear friends who work with one, I do not need to know that science. It's fascinating to you, but I do not need it. You're going to have to be that brutal, saying, well, that's all very well and fascinating, but we do not need that. You can publish that in Nature and Science, but for us, this is what we need. So you're going to have to constrain what your priorities are, and that's the only way to reduce it, is bring it down to what policymakers actually need, and reduce a lot of the scientific bump, which is wonderful for our academic colleagues, but not helpful to us, and it obscures. I can tell you as a person working in the science for 30 years, I've never met a local government leader, so mayor or administrator, who can even understand the summary from policymakers that comes out of the IPCC. I cannot use the summary from policymaker figures with them. They are too complex. So we are not actually reaching anyone, people. So what do you do with that? Use it as a doorstop. And I have in fact used IPCC reports as a doorstop. We've got to get real about where we are. It's a very divided world, lots of problems. Focus in on the issues that are really important. And that's going to be your job. Because you're going to have to go there and say, lovely, but no thanks. This is what we actually need. And you're going to have to be tough. It was tough for us in Riga. But as George reported, my feedback after Riga is everyone was so impressed with how structured, how organized we were. We stuck to our key points. They couldn't believe that Africa was so vocal. So be brave, be vocal, stand your ground, fight for what's important for the continent, and refuse the rest. Thanks very much.